Okay. Now I've got everything set up. Look at what a friend made me! What you're watching right now, live with chemistry. A friend made me this. We called him Zip. So, shout out to Zip for making me this cool freaking intro. I get to use it now. You guys get to sit here and look at this while I freaking mess with all the shiz in the background trying to set up. Ah, my gosh. I have a little PNG dude that I was trying to put into the live stream, but it's being a pain in my rear end, so we're not doing that today. But we still get to read through a story I wrote with some chill lo-fi in the background. Let me know if the lo-fi is too loud. Honestly, for me it kind of is. There we go. That should be better. This should be better. Awesome. Okay. So. Now. File Explorer. What the heck? Why is my File Explorer up? Get that out of here. I'm still messing with crap in the background. Yeah. Stuff is, not working. Stuff's not working. It's not doing its thing. It's not doing its thing. It's fine. It's fine. It'll be fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. Why isn't it capturing? It'll be a second. It'll be a second. Just a second. Just a second. Just a second. Turn that lo-fi back up. Turn it back up. Ta-da. I know it's capturing that. Why does it want to capture... Okay, I think I know how to do this. Hold on. Let me just pull up another one. Let me just... pull up a second... How do I pull up a second window? Come on. You've let me do this before. Wait. I can do this. I can do this. Yeah. This is how it works. What? I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna eat the live stream. I'm gonna eat OBS. That's what I'm using. I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna eat OBS. That's what I'm gonna do. All right. No, it's fine. It's fine. Black screen for a second. Yeah. This is how we do it. This is fine. This work. This work. Yay. Ah, wait. OBS. Hold on. Wait. No. Aw, man. Okay, well. Dang it. What did I do? See, I can't do anything without this freaking window capture. There we go. Oh no, I broke it. Oh, why is it so big? Oh, hold on. Wait. Oh no. Come on. Ah. There. Is that better? Yes. Hello. Hi. Okay. Listen, you guys change your names on everything, so which one is this? Who are you? What is your name? Shelly. That's either Zip, the person that made, you know, my beautiful intro, or Carol. I can't remember which one that is. So, Wattpad got blocked? Oh my goodness. Well, that sucks. Why? Is it from all the rumors? Look, Wattpad is not a bad place. I could show you right now. Let's go browse. Bro, Wattpad. There you go. Ah, stop. This thing needs to stop. See, nothing bad. Nothing that bad. Okay, maybe a little bad. Okay, maybe I need to stop looking at stuff. You know, we're gonna go back to my profile. You're not gonna... We're just not gonna look at that. What's funny is, so Wattpad is one of those, which I haven't even read anything on Wattpad. I've literally just used this as a, writing thing. So it gives me like random recommendations, but it's mainly like new people. I don't know. That's what you saw on my page does not actually cater to me because I haven't seen. I mean, I guess I clicked on a couple things. Maybe that's why. Anyways, Wattpad caters to what you read. So, like, if you're reading smut or literally anything bad, it's gonna keep giving you that because, well, you keep reading it. So it's not Wattpad's fault that all the weird crap pops up because you're reading it. You're the one that's doing that. As for me, I actually don't know why a bunch of that stuff just popped up. So I don't read that much. I have a reading list. We could check that. I don't know what my reading list is, actually. I don't know how to do anything aside from type on this app. Anyways, we're gonna read my book. We're gonna read, okay? We're not gonna worry about what the heck is on my page. What the heck's on my For You page? Okay? Oh yeah, here's what we could do. Reading and writing? Yeah. This is a reading and writing thing. I don't know why. See, here's this. Here's my page. I also have my YouTube channel linked in it. But yeah. It's a reading and writing thing. There's actual books on here, like, from actual authors. And there's also, books for, you know, from you, that people read, or write. I'm slowly writing one. My English looks at Page in Fear. Yeah. Don't look at my page. I have it, because I'm over the age of 18, I have it set to, like, 18 plus kind of stuff. Because, I mean, I don't really read all that kind of stuff. My books, I have my books right here, right next to me. The Book of Bees. Yep, that's one of my books. Yeah, nothing, mainly animal and fantasy. Looks cool, though. Yeah, I can't wait for you to, see it. Anyways, look at this. I can't look at that. What, no, okay. I guess we're not looking at that. Oh well. That's a hint. Should we get reading then? Oh, you probably already read this part, but I'm gonna read it anyways. Alright. This is called The Star Prince. This is my book that I made. I'm still making it. I've actually been working on this for like 2 years now, because I just haven't had the motivation to write the rest of it. But hopefully this gives me more motivation to write it. The title of the book is a spoiler. Right? Yeah, exactly. Well, see, the title of the book may be a spoiler, but you don't know what's gonna happen to make him the Star Prince, okay? Listen. It is a bunch of twists and turns, let me tell you. Alright, let's get started. This is the Star Prince, and this is chapter 1. Now, the chapters are fairly short because this is a kid-friendly, like a PG-13 kind of book. So, yeah. I can't do any of my other books because they're not, I cuss all the time. I don't even know why. Whatever. Let's just read, okay? The Day the Stars Vanished. Chapter 1. I don't know if I have ads on the computer. Stepping outside for a breath of fresh air, a soon-to-be mother watches the night sky, waiting on her husband. The sky was full of stars, and the moon knew. The stars smiled down on her as she breathes in the crisp, cool air. They danced around, seeing the mother and her big round belly out on a night like this. They gathered together, throwing the mother off guard. Rubbing her eyes and blinking a couple times, she gets the feeling that this isn't a dream. Slowly ascending, they form a moon-shaped ball of light. Hesitantly, she walks towards it, brows furrowing in question. She now stands under the ball of stars, looking up and wondering what it is that they're doing. As if out of instinct, she sticks out her arms and smiles. The crumbling ball of light sprinkles down upon her, absorbing into her skin and the ground at where she stands. A tingling sensation whirled around in her belly. Falling to the ground, she clutches her stomach, wondering what the hell just happened. That's not what it says. The night had gone silent. Her husband comes out with the worried expression. "Are you all right? Here, stand up." He wraps her arm around him and brings her to her feet. Who let me read? Stumbling to the car, she looks back at where she had fallen. Small, glowing flowers formed a circle at where she once lay. A small, cat-like creature sits in the middle, watching as she leaves. Looking up at the sky, the stars were no more. No stars? But I was just staring at them. She questions why the stars had disappeared as she is placed into the car. With her husband driving her off to the hospital, she stares out the window, trying to remember where the stars had gone, why she had fallen to the ground so suddenly. While being rushed into the hospital room on a stretcher, a tingling sensation in the mother's belly arose. Rubbing it, she gets flashbacks of her standing outside and the stars raining down upon her. Screaming in pain, the doctors place her on a hospital bed and tell her to push. Taking a moment to catch her breath, she lays back, trying to get comfortable. As she is pushing, more images appear in her head of the stars. A creature's iridescent body forming together as if it comes out of the ground from where she was standing earlier. A tiny voice joins her thoughts, the cat-like creature's imagery still sitting in her mind. Its tail flickers. "Your son shall be a prince once again." Once again? Who is this? What do you mean, once again? "He shall conquer the stars once again." What are you? The voice didn't answer back. A sharp pain, followed by heavy amounts of pressure, snap her back to reality. The doctor informs her again that she needed to push in order to get her baby out. After a while of breathing heavily and pushing, a beautiful baby boy was born. Giving the newborn baby to his mom, the doctors asks if she had a name in mind. "Hoku," she says. "Hoku Regalis." I thought we were going with my last name, at least," her husband butts in, staring at him with squinted eyes. "There's a reason for my decision." Hearing her say that, he backs down. "Fine. Can I at least know why?" "Later," she says exhaustedly. Stars might be ghosts. The next night. Anyways. "What do you mean, visions?" the husband exclaims, demanding answers. "Tune it down. I don't want others hearing," the mother says in a soft tone. "Last night, while I was staring at the stars waiting for you, they acted weird." Her brows furrow, trying to remember exactly what happened. "Honey, they are stars. They can't act," he says with a confused and irritated emotion planted onto his face. He sighs, explaining that they are just stars. "Then go look for yourself." She points towards the hospital window. Walking over, he takes a hold of her curtain and splits the two halves, separating them. Looking outside, he turns back. "What am I supposed to be looking at?" After hearing that, she stares at him. "The stars! Look at the stars!" "What stars?" He looks at the sky once more, and then is once again confused. "What stars?" He sits there, pondering. The mother lay there. Exactly. What stars? There are none. They left as soon as they did this thing. They infused with me. I don't know exactly what they did. I start from the beginning. Explaining to the best of her abilities, she struggles to find the right words for how she felt. The voice in her head from this creature she swears was a cat. That cat she saw in the circle of flowers. How the stars came together and fused within her as they sparkled down from above. All of this was too much for her husband to comprehend. "So, you're telling me that..." And he takes a deep breath, still trying to assess the situation. "That he stole..." No. The stars fused into your body and into our boy. And then after that, the stars just left. And there was a cat that was in your mind that told you our son was supposed to rule over something. He analyzes his words over again, stating that it all sounds unreal. But looking at the sky, there were no stars. He didn't know whether or not she was crazy or this really happened. He began thinking over how this isn't just her imagination. The stars. Your voice is so calm and cool at the same time. Thanks. Not anymore. Look what you did. All your fault. How dare you? No. Alright. Where the heck was I? He begins thinking over how this couldn't just be her imagination. The stars are always out at night because our country thrives on the moon and starlight. We made sure our light sources always shone light on the ground, making the stars illuminate like they normally would. Like I thought a second ago, our country thrives on moon and starlight for most of our animals and plants. So having no stars means most of our crops and cattle would have a hard time thriving. So why is the sky pitch black? The only conclusion I have is what my wife said. Calling her husband's name snaps him out of his thoughts. Calming down, he explains that they should talk more about this and how to proceed once they get home. Walking up to his lovely consort, he stares at his newly born son. Smiling, he gently wraps his hand around the small human, tucking in his swaddled body. Rocking him in his arms. He's going to be so handsome when he's older, the man exclaims while holding the bundled up baby. How dare you, Zip? How dare you? It's all your fault. All Zip's fault. So that was the prologue. I think I said chapter 1. Oh, no, it's the prologue. It's fine. It's prologue. How do you like it so far? Is it good? No. Zip is the reason why the stars left. It's all Zip's It's all Zip's fault. All Zip's fault. I will say the writing gets better later on. I might make a few edits to this, but the writing does get better. You stole my stars. How dare you? You stole them. All your fault. Alright. Are you ready to continue to the next part, I guess? Story time. Sure. Sure. You didn't steal my stars. Sure. Alright, this is called Hoku. Now this is officially chapter 1. The other one is a prologue. Yeah, it's prologue. This one's called Hoku. It's beautiful, right? Yeah. I know. I'm gonna out myself. I kind of used AI cuz I don't really have a drawing pad at the moment. But I had to go through so many AI images to choose the perfect one in order to explain the, you know, get a good grasp of the chapter, I guess. But yeah, I used AI. I would hire people to, you know, produce these beautiful images, but that's money that I don't have. So, but I mean, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's beautiful. There's nothing messed up about it at all. Just don't look close at it. It's fine. Anyways, officially chapter 1, Hoku. Oh no. 13. Ah, shoot. I'm gonna have to edit that. And another one, I accidentally put that he was 11. He's 13-year-old. No! No, I have to go through my story again. Ah, man. Keeping track of your own story is so horrible, I swear. This is great. Anyways, yeah, so in another chapter, he's like 11, so, great. This is a 13-year-old instead. Dang it, it's fine. Don't look at that, don't look at the picture down there. Alright, chapter 1, officially. Hoku. How do I do a voice of a 13-year-old? Mom, Dad, I'm heading out! I don't know how to do a 13-year-old voice, I'm 21. Man, whatever. Mom, Dad, I'm heading out! The 13-year-old boy shouts while putting on his shoes. But Hoku, it's already late. Where are you going? Open voice filter, right? The dad says, fumbling plates he was cleaning. It's only 5. The night's still young. I want to watch the sunrise. He sits by the front door and puts on his shoes. All right, just make sure you're back before the sun is fully round, okay? His dad says with a smile. Hoku, make sure to take Lunar with you. His mother says as she puts the plates she dried away. How could I ever leave him here? He's my best friend. Yeah, Mom. How dare you think I leave my best friend? Hoku finishes up his last knot and heads out the door, grabbing his cap and bag off the hook by it. His parents call out for him to be safe as he closes the entrance to his house behind him. Lunar! Hoku yells. From atop the roof, a black ball of sparkly floof spins and swirls its way down, levitating just in front of Hoku. The ball slowly stretches its paws and pokes out its head. The ball is now a cat sitting atop of a miniature moon, licking and grooming its fur. It yawns and looks at Hoku with tired eyes. Hey, Lunar, you ready to see the sunrise? Hoku asks. The cat smiles and spins around on its ball of light, purring. And here's the cat. There you go. There's the cat. It's a cute little cat. Little cat. Walking behind the house was a clearing into the woods in their backyard. The cat? Yeah, it's cute. Fireflies light up the path, swarming magical mushrooms that softly glow blue, green, and pink colors. Dispersing as he walks closer, they take to the sky, shining like little twinkling stars. Lunar bats at them playfully as they fly by causing him to do twirls in multiple directions. Gosh, I can speak. Giggling as they continue on, Hoku catches a few and studies them in his hands as they crawl onto his fingertips and spread their tiny wings. Coming upon a big opening that the path led to, an enormous tree sits with its branches spreading outwards, filling the sky as small rays of bluish light find their way through the leaves. Hoku is just as flabbergasted as the first time he came back here, his eyes shining with delight as he looks up through the tree limbs. Mushrooms? Smurf error? Right? Listen, I like mushrooms. Mushrooms are my favorite. Not really to eat, though I will eat mushrooms, but I love drawing mushrooms, and like, mushrooms are just so magical, you know? Come on, Lunar. Let's get to the top. I'll race ya. Climbing as fast as his little appendages can carry him, he scurries his way to the top of the canopy with Lunar floating his way alongside him. He pokes his head through the leaves as twigs and debris stick out of his hair, hat tumbling off. Finding his balance on the branch, Hoku thanks his companion and adjusts his hat back into place. Oh wait, Lunar catches it and holds it in his mouth, happily mewing. Shh, I skipped that part. Don't don't patronize me. Now facing towards the rising sun, they enjoy the bursts of oranges and pinks that start to peek out from which they came. Isn't this just delightful? Hoku is memorized by the dazzling light that stretches its way through the clouds and into the ozone layer above. I wish I could watch as the sun dashes over the sky. If only my skin wasn't so sensitive, I'd be able to play under the sun. As the big stars started getting brighter, Hoku had to climb back down before the sun fully arose. There's a child in the background. How dare there be a child in the background? children in the background. Let's hold on. Wait. Give me a second. Whatever. Wait, where was I? Okay. Don't worry about the people in the background. It's fine. Even if it was a fairly short experience, it was a sight he would remember and cherish each time he stared at the painted sky. Once it was halfway poking out of the ground, he started feeling itchy and patches of his skin started to dissipate. He never knew why the large ball of heat had this effect on him. Everyone else seemed fine when they went out in the night. The only other person that understood how he felt was Lunar. His moon ball disappeared in the sunlight, so he was basically just a normal cat at that point. Even Lunar could still go out at night though. So in this world, day is night and night is day, because these people come out at night and sleep during the day. Ta-da! That doesn't really go for the dad, but you'll know why. Oh man, they're so loud. I know you can hear him too, because my mic freaking sucks. No, it's a really good mic. It just picks up everything, and I don't know how to turn off background noise on OBS. Let me see if I can do that now. Settings. Audio. No, I cannot. Friendly subtitles. Freaking, yeah. I'm trying to be more family friendly, okay? I'm trying. It's hard when your entire family cusses. They're just words to me. They just add a bit of oomph to talking, okay? Anyways. Well, it's fine. You'll just hear laughing and crap in the background. Can I? Hold on. Just a second. Black screen. Just so you don't see anything else. Too loud. Pull it up just a little. There we go. It's fine. Ta-da! More music. I read that as don't worry, I'm the one here, PP. Lovely. I didn't see that it was a face, I just heard PP. Heard? Saw. Same thing. I know my senses, okay? Not PP. I know. I'm gonna die. Anyways, back to my fun story. Once at the base of the tree, Hoku reaches into his backpack and pulls out an umbrella. With a pop and a click, it unfolds, revealing star constellations scattered on the fabric. The walk back home was always saddening. The thought of never being able to be out in the sunlight made Hoku more despondent with each morning he went to go see it rise. Lost in thought, he stumbles his way down the path. His mind was brought back to earth when he saw a shadow out of the corner of his eye. Looking over at what he thought was just a moving object, was nothing more than a dimly lit forest. The hairs on the back of his neck stood. This is why I don't do this. The hairs on the back of his neck stood as he sensed that he was being watched. Turning to Lunar, who was also looking in the same direction, he watched closely as the cat's fur began to raise, its eyes wide as if startled by what it just saw. Lunar never took his eyes off the woods as they continued. Suddenly, a low growl flooded the forest, and the cat was now standing, fully puffed. Breathing gone silent, Hoku's eyes peeled open once more as he tried to see what had just made that noise. Freezing, what he thought to be just another bush was a creature, its glowing eyes gazing back at his, piercing through Hoku's soul. Not knowing whether to slowly back away or make a run for it, he didn't move, not wanting to set off whatever it was he was looking at. The thing came a tad bit closer, into a slightly brighter light, giving it a silhouette. Heart pounding in his ears, Hoku recognized this animal as a wolf. It peered out from behind a tree and sat there, menacingly. It's creepy. It's creepy wolf. Creepy wolf. Yeah. That's why I'm not doing this chemistry 2025, right? That's why I can't do this. Every time I try to make a video, I have to like make it at a very specific time because children in the background. Ew, children. Ew. Yeah, anyways, creepy wolf. Fun picture. You should cry because of fear. You should be terrified. It's gonna eat you. It's gonna pop out of this page and eat you. Ah! Imagine there's a jump scare. Imagine. Wow, that'd be. Too bad I'm not editing because I put a jump scare in. I definitely put a jump scare in if this was a video. I decided not to make a video though, because at the moment, my bookshelf is disassembled and sitting here for more than 1 or 2 hours that I sit here in a live stream would be I'm gonna get back pain from how much clutter is everywhere now because my bookshelf right next to me is broken. It broke. Yeah, I'm ordering a new one, but it's coming on Friday. Too long to wait. But I mean, I guess I'm still getting a new bookshelf. Anyways. Lunar nudged Hoku to keep walking, and he realized he hadn't been breathing. Tripping, but catching himself before he fell, he stopped, making eye contact with the mysterious wolf. When he balanced himself, he quickly fixed his gaze back on the spot where the animal once stood, but it was nowhere to be seen. It was as if it vanished in the thin air, without a sound. Thump, 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 freaking background! Ah! The cat still ramming itself into his side. Hoku was finally able to move his legs. Now, more curious than afraid, he wondered what that beast was doing in these woods. He was also now more itchy than ever, since he spent longer than needed outside. I mean, if you want to make a thumbnail about the book, heck yeah. You want to see the cover? I could show you the cover. Here's the cover. That's the cover. Isn't it pretty? Pretty cover. Do story time. Oh no, where were we? Okay, we were here. Yeah, we were. Okay, it's fine. That's if you want to, though. You don't have to. But I mean, I get to promote your drawings, so haha. Now people have to see your drawings. Haha. He was now more itchy than ever since he spent longer than needed outside. Sunlight was now flowing through the trees and brightening his way, a sight he had never seen before but couldn't stay long enough to experience. Thanks. The chef's kiss. The umbrella only covered his chest and head, but not most of his arms and legs. Lunar's moon was no longer active, which made him float to the ground. Hoku's skin started burning, and his worry took hold of the two things helping him go faster. The run back was oddly silent. None of the animals that normally made noise at this time of morning were around. But he can't contemplate on that for any longer. Bursting his way into his house, he used his back to push shut the door behind him. Skin almost transparent and steaming. Hoku, what happened? His mom ran to him, kneeling and grabbing his arms, poking his head from around the corner. I haven't seen it this bad since you were a baby. His dad runs up behind her and crouches down. I told you to be back before the sun fully arose. I'll go get the moonflower paste. With that, he stands up and swiftly heads to the bathroom. Hoku pulls his arm out of his mother's grasp and pouts. What's wrong with me? Why is my skin like this? Why can't I be normal? His mother reaches out again more gently. Honey, no. It's not okay. Everyone else can go outside during the day. Why doesn't the sun allow me out of all people? Saying this, he stands up and runs into his room, tears filling his eyes as he tries to keep them from spilling over. Lunar followed quickly behind him, tail standing tall. Slamming his door behind himself, Hoku runs and jumps, flopping onto his bed. Lunar mews while elegantly leaping up. He walks on top of his back, curls into a ball, and starts making biscuits on the sobbing boy. The cat's vibrating body calms Hoku down enough to stop crying and turn over onto his back, causing Lunar to spring off of him. Now facing the ceiling, he stares at his arms, which were not blotchy and transparent anymore. Instead, they were red. The were red. Okay, they were red and burnt like a normal sunburn. He then glances over at the window with his curtains tightly shut. I wish I was normal. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna edit that. You didn't see anything. See, it was they all along. It was they all along. They all along. Alright. How is that chapter? How is that chapter? What'd you think of my slurred speech? Oh yeah, you should get the other people to come over. Hold on. There you go. That's how you do it. Give me just a second. I'm trying to get some other people to join. Ta-da! Story time! Story time! Alright. Now this chapter. I know the chapters are like short, but it's meant to be that way, okay? It's just a short paragraphs. It's meant to be like a children book kind of thing. Kind of. There might be some cussing later on. Maybe. Alright. This chapter is called The Honoring. The Honoring. Oh my god, I can't even say my own book name. This chapter is called The Honoring. A knock came from Hoku's door as tears pooled in his eyes. I already messed up. Shame on me. He doesn't say a word, hoping whoever was there would leave. Hoku, I'm here if you want to talk to... I left some chocolate star cookies by the gods on the counter if you want any. I should have made this a video. His mom says. Hearing her footsteps walk away gave him some relief, knowing he could be alone with his horrid thoughts. Hi, Max. Hey. Wait, who's Max? Are you Carol? Carol? Or are you a different person? Hi, me. Yeah. Oh no, you missed the first 2 chapters. Okay, you're Max. You're just Max. Okay. I get all of your names so mixed up. You guys change your names too much. I know Shelly is Zip. I guess Max is Max. I think Silver Shadow Carol or something like that is Carol. Yeah, you missed the first 2. Max is your main? Got it. Awesome. You missed the first 2 chapters. It's fine, I'll just go back and read them. Not. That took forever. You can watch it yourself. Basically, I could sum it up. These people live in the nighttime. They come out at night and sleep during the day. So, whenever they say night, they mean day. And whenever they say day, they mean night, right? Okay? That's not confusing, not at all. Stop it. A mother at the beginning gave birth to a child, but beforehand, she was out on the balcony looking at the stars, and the stars formed a ball and then just absorbed into her. Not going into any more detail, have to read that for yourself. And there's a child in the background, that's also a part of the story, definitely. And he can't, basically the last, before this chapter, was that he can't go out during the day. He really, really likes, my Wi-Fi kills me, same. He really, really likes going out during, to see the sunrise, but he can't stay out because his skin starts to like become transparent and then eventually burns him, basically. And on his way home, he saw a wolf, yeah, and it was just staring at him, you know? And then as soon as Hoku, that's the name of the boy, Hoku turns away and looks back, it's just gone, like nothing was there, ta-da, you know? And then he says, why can't I go out at night? Or, I wish I was normal, and then he runs to his room and cries cries himself to sleep. Just kidding, actually he's not asleep yet. He will cry himself to sleep, in this one. Is that a good enough explanation? Just it's not a phase, Mom. Imagine if that's what children sounded like. He's 13 years old. I accidentally made him 11 in another one. I accidentally made him 11 in another chapter. He's supposed to be 13. I keep forgetting what the heck his age is. It's fine. Keeping up with your own story is horrible. Oh my god, I can imagine it now. I walk up to a child, I'm like, hey, you know where your parents are? Like, what? Have a nice day. Yeet that child. If a child does that to you, yeet it. Yeet the child. Goblin noises. Look what you've done. It's all your fault. I speak only Goblin now. Can't restrain memes of 2025. Clip it. Clip it. Do it. Here, I'll just do. You like that? That's a child. That's my interpretation of a child. It's not a phase, Mom. I'm gonna go cry myself to sleep now. Shit my pants. Ah. Oh no, I cussed. It's supposed to be family friendly. Oh man. I ruined it. I ruined it. Anyways, yeah, that's the basic summary of the story. Just so let's get on with the story, shall we? This is the honoring. This is officially chapter 2. The first one was a prologue. Then we had Hoku, you know, that one, and now we have the honoring. Yay! You ready? It's all Zip's fault. Zip stole the stars. Zip stole the stars. The stars are gone because of Zip. Oh yeah, that's another thing. They looked up at the stars, you know, and they were gone. So now they're confused, and it's because the boys soaked them up and ate them all. Literally, like, I'm not kidding. I mean, yeah. So fun. But we're saying it's Zip's fault, so it's all Zip's fault. Zip ate them all. See, she knows. Look, she's admitting it. She ate them all. All Zip's fault. What? Yeah, see, it's Zip's fault. Alright. This is the honoring. We're gonna read this part again, because why not? A knock came from Hoku's door as tears pooled in his eyes. He doesn't say a word, hoping whoever was there would just leave. Hoku, I'm here if you want to talk to... if you want someone to talk to. I left some chocolate star cookies on the counter if you want any. Ooh, chocolate star cookies. Mmm. I want some, his mom says. That's not what his mom says. Oh, save them for me. Right? I actually made some peppermint chocolate peppermint cookies the other day, and I have some left over if you want some. I'd ship them out to you, but they'd probably go bad by then. Hearing her footsteps walk away gave him some relief, knowing that he could be alone with his horrid thoughts. You'll steal them? Okay. As bad as they were, he would rather sit there with them instead of having to talk about his complicated feelings. His head swirled with complications as he thinks back to when he was 6 years old. You like eating planets? What planet is your favorite? I think mine is Uranus. When his life got more worse than it already was. Demon, evil, get rid of him, are some of the things he heard while in that horrendous church. He refused to remember the other curses all the people said. Saturn, maybe? Okay. What? You heard nothing. You heard nothing. I don't know what you're talking about, Max. That day, many years ago. We're not even gonna get that far into this chapter, are we, man? Okay, it's fine. Saturn tastes yummy. It has rings. It's like a ring pop. It's just a big ring pop. That day, many years ago. Honey, it's been years and the townspeople are going crazy. We have to come clean. I suggest... Helios is cut off by his stressed wife. No. If we take him there, they will kill him, Helios. You know how religious they are. The couple stare at each other, especially since it's been 6 years since the incident, the mother says in a solemn tone. If we don't open up about it, then we can't know if they'll help or not. Who knows? Maybe the priest knows how to set the stars back. Their father says in hopes to get her to go with him. For the last time, no, we will figure out another way. Come come on, Celine. Celine turns away from Helios and walks to her son's room. Opening the little boy's door, he greets his mom with a large smile. A feathery toy in his hand, a cat bats at it playfully, trying to capture the bird-like object. Smiling warmly back, the mom outstretches her arms and Hoku joyfully jumps into them. Hoku, I have a question for you.
What is it, Mommy?
She takes a long sigh because she's wondering what the hell her child sounds like that. Before asking if he'd want to see the priest again. Hoku responds with glee as he talks about how the priest was always so nice when playing with him, and how he liked playing with his kids too. I thought so. Celine takes a minute to think about what her husband said, and how the priest might be able to set the stars back, and how they were if they just told him. You know what tonight is, right, Hoku? She thinks it's a flashback to what her little voice in her mind said the day that Hoku was born. He will conquer the stars once again. Celine wonders to this day what that means. Will my son become something more in the future? That's what kids sound like, right?
What is it, Mommy? What do you want, Mommy? Mommy, what do you want, Mommy? Give me some milk, Mommies. I want cookies, Mommies.
Is that what kids sound like? That's what kids sound like? You got little kids, you know? The little kids sound like, and then the bigger kids, like when they grow to like, you know, maybe like 10 years maybe, they go and then they get older, you know, and then they sound like and then they get, you know, and then they get old, you know, they're almost dying old, and they go that's what they all sound like. Oh, Steven, you dropped in at the worst time. Hi, Steven. I'm just doing my impressions of different aged people, you know. And then Steven sounds like hoa, oa, 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 oa. That's what Steven sounds like. What does Zip sound like? What does Zip sound like? What accent do you have, Zip? That's so... Zip sounds like... That's what Zip sounds like. I need caffeine. Yeah, I'm reading a book. It's story time. I asked people if they wanted to do a book, and they said yeah. So I do that now. You sound alien? Is that what it sound like? Literally the same? Yep. That's how you sound. Where was I? Oh. Alright. I'm reading my story. I made the story. If you want, I'm not summarizing that again. I'm not gonna go through the kids' emo, it's not a phase, it's just a phase kind of moment. All you have to understand, okay, this is the summary, ready? Oh yeah. That's the summary. That's what we did. That's what we did. Yep. That's the summary. That's literally what me and Shelly and Max, or Zip and Max, sat here for 5 minutes doing. Was just and now we're doing it again. So, and that, this is part of the story. This is all gonna be added to the story. I'm gonna write this all into the story. Yep. Just jump into the life without reading. I mean, the Star Prince. This is the Star Prince, and it's about a boy, spoilers, excuse me, becomes the Star Prince. Yeah, and he stole the stars. No, Zip stole the stars. When Zip was born, she stole the stars, you know. Yeah. But this chapter is called The Honoring. I'm already halfway through. I'm not going back up to read that. Read that again. You'll just have to figure it out. It's fine. You'll have to figure it out through what I'm reading now. Anyways, let's get back to where you were. No spoilers. No spoilers. I'm not spoiling anything. The title is a spoiler. It's fine. You have to work your way up to how he becomes that. No spoiler with the gun. You know what? That's what I think about that. You know what tonight is, right, Hoku? She thinks it's a flashback to that little voice in her mind. To what that little voice in her mind said the day that he was born. He will conquer the stars once again. Celine wonders to this day what that means. I'm messing up so much. Will my son be something more in the future? She says in her head while thinking back to all of what was said from the mysterious voice. Maybe his powers will be shown tonight, and we can put the stars back together. Her husband's reliance on the church clouds her thoughts as they become more negative. She believes that he uses the church as an excuse to run away from his problems. That is the one thing that she refuses to give in to him about. Even though she still believes his religion gets in the way of them working through things together, she does not believe that the priest is wise, and she does believe that the priest is wise, and that her husband does have a point. Who let me read, man? The priest might know how to make the stars come back so that the village can continue to thrive. But what would the townsfolk say about her poi boy, though? Will it ruin their image of her and her family? She comes to the conclusion that the only way to know is to see it for herself. If the townsfolk really do shame them for something that they had no control over, then they aren't good people after all. Come on, Hoku. Get in the car, the father says, prodding him out the door. Can Lunar come? Of course he can, as long as you promise to keep him by your side at all times. Let me read, man. Can't issue 2025. I'm gonna put these all on shirts. These are all gonna go on shirts. Having said that, the cat follows the boy out to the car. See, I told you. On a little ball of light. Spinning around Hoku, who is cheerfully skipping along. Yeah, I read that wrong. I read that in the worst tone. Whatever. Shh, it's fine. Hoku's mother puts a hand on Helios and looks at him worriedly. Is there any way that you can send the story to Discord? That's a long story. I mean, I guess. Come on, Hoku, get in the car. I promise I won't kidnap you. Come on, Hoku. Your cat's in there. There's a bunch of kittens in there. I have candy. I have Wi-Fi. Come on, Hoku, get in the car. Come on, let's go. I promise I'm not going to take you to the church basement. You know, I promise I'm not going to take you to the church basement. It's fine. You'll be fine. You're curious? Just go through the live stream again. I'm reading it for you. It's fine. You're gonna have to see all this cringe again, but it's fine. Honey, I have a really bad feeling about this. Maybe we should just forget about it and find another way ourselves. Helios's eyebrows furrow. You just changed your mind about wanting to go. Are you really going to change it again? We've been trying for years to figure out what happened that night. None of the books we own have helped us, and nothing in the library says anything about dancing stars that just happened to disappear in the same night our child is born. I don't think we have many other options. See ya, Steven. Celine takes in his words. Even though they came out a bit blunt, she can understand his frustration. She lets go of his shoulder and gives him a nod. Everything will be okay. If something bad happens, we always have each other. Or do they? Her husband reassures her. Hold on, I have something in my throat. Anyways. Nope, still dying. Okay. I'm just dying, it's fine. I have like stage 10 cancer in my throat. It's fine. Not really. I don't even think there is stage 10. I think there's only up to stage 4. Anyways, the short drive to the church felt longer than it needed. Even though the night air was crisp and cool, tension between Helios and Selene hung in the air, causing Hoku to question what was wrong. I'm just dying, it's fine. Yeah. Helios assured everything was going to be fine and let Hoku know that if anything happens to run back to the car. This made... Stop it in the chat. Stop! This made Hoku worry more than what was intended. Why would I need to run? What's going to happen once I get there? Oh no, sorry, he's 6 years old, I forgot.
Why would I need to run? What's going to happen once I get there?
Pulling up to an old building, moss and vines have covered the walls, leaving only a bit of stone showing from underneath the brush. A big, round window in the center of the building shone many colors as the misplaced moon in the sky twinkled down upon it. The night before, the moon was new, but tonight it was already full and alive. Hoku stared up at the big ball. It was the only source that was keeping the village alive. That night, Hoku's parents found out why. Walking into the big moonlit structure, the priest was standing on his stage as he taught about the stars to the young children and their parents. Seeing them walk in, he greets Hoku and his family. Ah, you're a bit late, but you made it just in time for the honoring. Helios and Selene looked at each other nervously. They knew what night it was for Hoku. This is the main reason Selene did not want to come here tonight. The honoring was a night for all 5 to 6-year-olds to learn what gift they have been given. It was a night to celebrate the new powers that were given to them, by finally bringing them out from dormancy. This was frightening for Hoku's parents. What would his powers be? The plan was to let Hoku's powers be brought out first before deciding on telling the priest about the night he was born. That is, if he even has powers. Hesitantly, they walk and take their seat towards the middle of the townsfolk. A mother they sit by excitingly tells them how she had been wishing for this day to come for her daughter. Selene and Helios nervously laugh and say in a weird tone how they are excited about this night too. Yeah, don't worry about me, just 10 stages of cancer right in my throat. Right here, right in my throat. Yep. 10 stages of it. The first stage was alright, but by the 10th stage, you know, I was dying. I need to leave. I need to leave. One by one, the choir starts to sing soothing melodies. As they do so, all the windows and doors open in the church, letting in the creatures of the night to settle themselves in everywhere they could squeeze. They all chirped, cooed, and barked in a thrilling manner. The priest's voice booms over the melody, causing everyone to focus on him. Someone give water to me? Well, that's funny, okay? What's funny is I have a drink here, but this drink is a smoothie. So it just has more pieces to clog my throat, and I'm about to take another sip of it. More debris in my throat. Love it. I love smoothies. I just love when I have phlegm in my throat and I just drink something that puts more into it. Tastes great though. Tastes great. Banana dragon fruit smoothie. Anyways, the priest's voice booms over the melody, causing everyone to focus on him. Tonight, the creatures of the land gather to witness the coming out of all the young ones' powers. They're gay. No, just kidding. They will help guide them to the land of the elementals to gain what is to come for their future. Everyone, please line up your kids on the aisle to begin the ceremony. They're all coming out. They're all coming out. It wasn't a phase. See, I told you it wasn't a phase. Hoku stands up readily, but his parents hold him back and tell him that they want him to go last. They explain that they wanted to walk up to the stage with him when it was his turn instead of letting him go on his own. When Hoku asks why they couldn't just do that now, they explain that they would be blocking the kids from the view of their parents if they stood in the middle of the line with him. Hoku accepts this answer without thinking too much on it. Waiting for the end of the line, him and his family watch as the first child is up on stage. The priest says some kind of incantation that has the child float into the air towards the light from the big colored glass window. As the moon shines through, she begins to glow when suddenly she falls asleep and begins to float in place. This girl is now at the elementals. Please, everyone chant with me. It's a fucking cult. It's a cult. Chant with me what we have rehearsed for this day. Oh no, I remember. Okay, I'm gonna have to say this. Oh man, why did I do this to myself? The priest's voice pushes everyone to chant the words. This is Latin, by the way. Can't wait. Are you ready for me to butcher this? Aduc param ad lucem, et iam ducat ad lucem futram. How is that? What this means is, this means, What? That's not what I copied. Hold on. Hold on. It means, it means, go away. It means, oops! Google Translate did not respond. Please try again. That's what that means. What? Wait, hold on, I gotta refresh. Bring the child to the light and lead her to the future light. Yeah, that's what that means. That's what I had. What happened? Okay, that's what that means. I totally knew what that meant. I made that up. I literally made that up, and I still don't know what the heck that means. Anyways, Hoku's parents chant with them. You saw nothing. As everyone chants, a deer-like animal floats out from the crowd towards the girl and falls into a slumber just like the girl had. The priest calls out once again. This animal has been chosen to look over this young girl. It shall grow with her and help her through her journey of finding where she belongs. Please, keep chanting. This is a freaking cult. The townsfolk continue on. The more they chant, the more stuff happens. The girl begins to glow a green color, and plants start sprouting from her floating body. The elementals have chosen. She has made it through to them. They call to me. Her powers contain the element of the plants and agriculture of our planet. She has been chosen to care for our village's crops and wildlife. Everyone cheers as her parents jump for joy. And her parents jump for joy as they run up on stage to collect the child that is now slowly descending with her familiar. This continued for every other child, as they all got a different and unique power and animal partner. As the line shortened, Hoku and his parents stood and went to the back of the line. When the girl before him went, it was a sight beyond Hoku's imagination. Water, like a water? Okay. Who let me, okay. What's the opposite of cook? Who let me fizzle? Who let me fizzle? Who let me Miss Frizzle? Okay. Water, fire, earth, air. I'm done. Water, like a sea of stars, surrounded her son as soon as she started hovering into the air. Everyone was in amazement, as this was a rare sight to see. A power being presented. Okay, I need to calm down. A power being presented before she could even reach the elemental's land. This girl has been chosen for a very special task. She has chosen to what? The priest's face became puzzled. The elementals have spoken to me. They wish for this young girl's powers to be a secret. This is most puzzling indeed. She must be very special for the elementals not to tell me. Entitled ass. No. Everyone goes quiet. In the distance, a rumbling coo can be heard. It sounded big, and it made everyone's head ring. As it got louder, the people started covering their ears. Through the doors, a small whale made its way in. Trailing behind it was the same substance that surrounded the girl. In the middle of its head was a moon that floated perfectly with its silky movements. Ta-da! There it is. That's the whale. Isn't it pretty? Isn't it pretty? Alright. Everyone was in shock. This is the first time someone has ever had a whale as a familiar. It swam through the air so smoothly. Smoothie? I can't stop thinking about this smoothie in front of me. Anyways, it swam through the air so smoothly, as if it was underwater. Its calls carried as it swam around the young girl in a majestic dance. It carried the girl down from her slumber and looked at Hoku. Swimming over to him, Hoku can be seen in awe at the big creature. It nudged Hoku, and he happily started rubbing its thick, rubbery skin. Lunar jumped out from behind Hoku and floated his way up to the whale's face. The whale seemingly smiled as it let out a loud, vibrating call of excitement. Lunar joined them, making an almost roaring-like sound. Such a loud sound coming out of this small cat astounded everyone who listened to the symphony. I just want to be part of your symphony. You hold me tight and I let go. Symphony. Once their shared song calmed down, the whale left the church with the still asleep child on its back, leaving the parents to chase after it in fear of losing their child. They are lagging? Oh, you didn't miss much. You just missed. I just want to be part of your symphony. You hold me tight and not let go. Symphony. That's all you missed. You don't have to look at the screen. It's fine. It's fine. Just refresh it. Refresh it. Yeah, once their shared song calmed down, the whale left the church with the still asleep child on its back, leaving the parents to chase after it in fear of losing the child. The church was quiet, and now staring at Hoku and his cat. Seeing his cat join the whale, they all started cheering for Hoku to be next. You are going to create for a server. Nice. Selene and Helios nudged him. With disturbed looks on their faces, they walked him up the stage, waiting in anticipation. His parents began the chanting of those mysterious words, everyone following in enthusiasm. He began to float along with Lunar. Lunar and Hoku looked at each other and started playing around in the air. Hoku expected to be put to sleep, but stayed awake and was now looking at everyone confused. Lunar gave him a soft mew.
Meow.
A soft
Meow. Wee.
okay. He gave him a soft
Wee.
He became a frog now. It isn't clicking. The cat's a frog now, okay? A soft
Wee.
Hoku started feeling strange. He called out to his parents and they came running on the stage below him. The priest assured that Hoku would be fine. Everything's just gonna become a quote now. Everything's gonna become a quote now. It's gonna be put on shirts. I'm gonna make a bunch of shirts. Hoku began getting images in his head. He couldn't make out what they were, but a voice called out to him. "You were chosen, my prince. You shall rule the stars once again." Once again? Rule the stars? Hoku began to think. The voice didn't respond back. Instead, a sharp pain pierced his lungs, forcing him to gasp for air. Selene and Helios started yelling for the priest to stop. "I can't. There's nothing I can do. I don't know what's happening," the priest said in a scared tone. Turn into Marge Simpson there for a second. Everyone stopped chanting and started murmuring to each other. Hoku suddenly burst out into a vicious scream. Lunar seemed to do the same, as if it shared the same pain. Their screams filled the room, and people started frantically trying to find something to get the boy down from the air. Helios ran to grab a ladder from the storage room, and his son's horrendous scream of pain became more and more unbearable to listen to. Hoku's body started to shake as his mouth started to foam. Selene begged the priest to do something, but all they can do is sit there and watch as the poor boy shook in the air. Helios placed the ladder below his son and started climbing and fumbling up to it. Someone scrambled to the bottom of it to hold it down as the panicked dad tried to grab his son from the air. As he reached out for Hoku, a malevolent wind picked up around the boy, causing the dad to almost be thrown off of the only object he was standing on. Catching his grip, he tried once more. This time, he was able to grab his son's hand and drag him towards his own body. As soon as he had Hoku in his arms, the wind piped down. Hoku stopped shaking, but something was still wrong. His skin started to pulsate as what looked like star-shaped objects clambered through his flesh. With a sudden jolt, a burst of stars exploded from the boy, leaving the dad to fall from the ladder and toss Hoku. Lunar fell alongside him but proceeded to use all of his might to catch Helios before he hit the ground. Helios flopped on top of the tiny kitten's body that held him just inches above the ground before falling the short distance. Hurriedly, he stood up and turned to the cat to make sure it was okay, before picking it up like a football and running to where his son had fallen. If you wrote all these with your hands and fingers... Oh. Okay. I mean, I did. It literally took me hours just to write. It takes me hours, maybe even days, to write just one chapter, because I sit there and I literally just think real hard with my big brain. Like, it takes forever. I mean, I've been at this story for 2 years, and I think I've only gotten about 5 to 6 chapters out. So, it's I wish I had writing skills. I mean, this is pretty good. I wish I could do it faster, because this takes me too long to do. 2 years and like 6 chapters. That's, a writer can do a whole story in like 1 year. So I'm working on it. But yeah, I did do this. I had to Google some stuff, like, because what I do a lot is I repeat words. So what I do to help me is I Google, like, what is another word for happy, kind of thing. And it'll be like excited, ecstatic, oh no, what's another word? Happy. Stuff like that. That's what I do. And then it helps me be like, oh, so then I know more words in the future. You can't even make a sentence? Well, I can't either. It took me a really long time to do this, so if you asked me to write a short story in under like 30 minutes, I'd die. It'd be like, it'd be caveman. It'd be caveman. It'd be like, this boy went grab rock. He grab rock so good. Big rock. Big strong arms. Boy smack rock on tree. Boy break rock. In rock was glitter. Like that. Caveman. Back to the story, shall we? Caveman! Caveman! No one knew what to do. No one knew what to say. Celine sat there with her son in her lap, who had seemingly no injuries from the event that took place. Her eyes watered as the priest had his hands over the boy saying an incantation. Hoku is fine. The elemental spoke to me. I think Celine and Helios owe us some kind of explanation. This boy is a mystery, as the elements wish to not tell me his powers either. They did, however, tell me that Celine knows of something that may be detrimental to figuring out what may have happened to the stars. Flashback ends. Flashback is ending. No more flashback. Poor boy. He had all that in his head. Hoku's thoughts were interrupted. Although he doesn't remember what happened while he was in the air, aside from the pain he had felt, what came after he came to... what came after he came to wasn't pleasant to think about. He doesn't know why everyone hated him after that incident. Every time he asked about it, his parents said it was their fault, and that he wasn't old enough to understand yet. Or they told him not to worry about it, and that it would all make sense one day. After all that thinking, Hoku had fallen asleep with his tears still in his eyes, his dreams filled with delightful stories. Tomorrow was another day. How was that chapter? Oh, what? I don't know what I did there. Oh, no. View as reader. No, we gotta go to this one. There we go. I love this one. Okay. She's great. You won't know more about her until later, but she great. You'll learn what her power is. Remember the, girl with the whale in the last chapter? This be her. Gonna figure it out. Debris! I love debris in my throat. It's fine! How many? Yeah, I only did one prologue and 4 chapters. That's how much I've done in 2 years. Hopefully this gives me enough motivation to, like, you know, continue writing it, right? Hopefully it gives me enough motivation to do that. Because I want to keep writing it. I really do. It's just hard to, because not only do I have to like make time for it, which is hard, but I have to be motivated to like sit here and think with big brain. Meow? No, it's wee. No meow anymore, just wee. What's that dog? No, that frog. This is the sound of a vicious war cry. Mew! 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 Very, very tiny. Huh. I gotta... Hold on. We can do... We can't look at it, but we can do this. Wait. Pause that. Wait.
Sometimes, more unexpected sounds grab our attention. Like this desert rain frog.
Like that desert rain frog.
Squeaking viral sensation.
Very, very... Very angry.
11 million hits and counting.
Uh-huh.
It sounds like a dog toy.
No, it's
But actually,
vicious.
This is the sonorous war cry
It's a war cry.
of a very
He's scary.
angry frog.
He's very scary. Very scary frog.
Ferocious.
See, very ferocious. I want it. I want that as my frog. That's shout out to this, by the way, so that, you know, I don't get copyright claimed. But, anyways, shout out to this too. This is where I get my lo-fi from. I literally just look up non-copyright crap so I can put it in my videos. I love that frog. That's what the cat sounds like now. Anytime you see a meow, it's going pew, pew, pew. It's not meowing, it's going ee, pew. I can't even go that high. Tiny, angry, squeaking frog is now at the top of my list. Love it. Love that frog. Anyways. So, this is called Mysterious Girl. Okay? Very mysterious. It's all about Zip. This is the story of Zip now. All about Zip. See? Child in the background agrees. All about Zip. Anyways. Hoku woke up feeling more tired than ever, even though he had slept all day. AKA night. It's not your fault, you swear? Lies! Lies! Deception! Lunar nudged his face and rubbed his body all over the young boy. The lung boy. Great. With enough prodding from the black cat, Hoku pushed him away and sat up. Alright, I'm up. A soft purring came from the little ball of fur. Something looked different about the feline now sitting in his lap. Are those horns? More like nubs. Taking a closer look at Lunar, he had little bumps sticking out from his fuzzy head. Lunar, have you always had those? The cat looked at him confused and mused. Pew! Lunar gently nuzzles Hoku, causing Hoku to flinch a bit at the rough texture protruding out of Lunar's head. Giving the furball a few strokes, Ayo, Hoku gets up to change the clothing he was in. Kid friendly, kid friendly, kid friendly, it's kid friendly, it's kid friendly. He spent all night and day in them, and smelt kind of strange. His clothes were casual comfy, t-shirt and shorts as usual. Feeling a bit embarrassed about yesterday and how he acted, he didn't want to be spotted leaving the house. He knew his parents would ask questions that he wasn't ready to answer just yet. With that mindset, he thought about leaving out the window and leaving a note explaining he was going to go for a walk the way he normally does. Since he never actually walks through town, Hoku has stuck to going to the tree behind their house every time he needs a break from something. It was his own castle he had constructed in his mind, a place he could be without the pressure of others. Not that he had any other friends besides the Lunar and his parents. Maybe the occasional bug he found while walking. Hoku left the note he had wrote under his door, so if someone came by, they would hopefully see it before knocking. Lunar was dragging Hoku's backpack to him with much struggle, knowing they were about to go on another adventure into the woods. On his walk, Hoku kicked some rocks and looked at the wildlife around him. A strange hum came from where he was walking to, a sound he feels he has heard before. Curious, Hoku now inched closer to a cluster of tall bushes from where the sound seemed to be originating. As he pushed away all of the debris and leaves, a creature started to form. This creature was massive, a whale the size of his house, swimming through the crisp night air so effortlessly. Its body flows through the air as if itself was the galaxy-like liquid that surrounded it. Where have I seen this creature before? He thought. Its loud cooing sound echoed all around, sending sweet chills down Hoku's spine. Movement in the corner of Hoku's eye caught his attention. Okay, side note, random fun fact. Did you know that if you are near a whale in real life, if they called out as loud as they can, and you are right next to them, you die. You literally bubble up and die. That's how powerful a whale's voice is. You can if it calls way too loud and you're way too close to it, you will just dissipate. You will die. You will bubble up. And if you don't die, you'll be severely damaged and probably lose your hearing. They are very loud, very powerful sounding creatures. Look it up yourself if you think I'm lying. I don't know if I can't say it like 100% causes death, but I know it will mess you up. Like, it's insane how powerful whales' voices are. A girl who looks to be around the same age as him was dancing and singing along with the massive creature. Her movements like silk as she angelically pranced around, singing a tune he has never heard before. As she sang, images appeared like holograms around her. It was as if she was telling a story through her song. More whale-like creatures, created by what looked to be twinkling stars, swam with the whale that moved with each beat sung. A sea of galactic liquid surrounded this blue dress-wearing girl, as she stood on a rock that was just barely sticking out from the makeshift sea. It was enchanting. Lunar bit Hoku's sleeve to get his attention, causing Hoku to lose a bit of balance and snap a twig nearby. He scolded the small ball of fur before immediately looking back up to the two imposters who were in his hideaway. The girl, now looking in his direction, held her hand to her chest. All her creations dissipated. Her soft voice lightly encasing Hoku's ears. "Who's there?" Hoku's heart skipped a beat hearing her say this. She stared intensely at Hoku's location, trying to see the figure that lay eerily still in the bushes. "Come out! I won't hurt you." As she says this, she sheepishly steps closer. Hoku's heart now beating out of his chest. He has never actually interacted with someone on his own. What was he supposed to do now? The whale let out a low rumbling noise that bellowed from deep below the very core of its body. "This is Galaxia. She won't bite. She's very gentle." The girl's voice was soothing as Hoku looked on in curiosity and fright. He hesitated before shoving his familiar out. The fluff ball tried resisting before tumbling out of the bushes. Rubbing its paw on its head, he was greeted with a smile by the mysterious girl that now stood above him. "Lunar,
Mew.
before gaining mobility and climbing back onto his ball of light and tilting his head.
Aw, look, Gal, it's so cute. Who do you belong to, little fella?
The girl said. The creature pipped and clicked at the fluff ball that was the size of its own eye. It then looked towards the bushes and let out a yip yip before swimming over, pushing its way through the branches. Hoku let out a yelp as it opened its massive mouth and enveloped half of his body. How the hell did I write all this? Took me like hours, okay? Like I said, what I do in order to have better words is I just look up other words for this word. Like, Google's there for you. I will say, that sounds suspicious. None of this is AI. Like, if you want, I can do a live stream of me just writing and, like, the process I go through. If that would, like, help people. But, yeah, I just Google, what's another word for, what's the word? What's another word for sad? Depressed! Like, all you have to do is do that, and then, I mean, you have to picture this as if you were explaining a picture. Like, take this for example. You know, when, you know, she's dancing around and singing and, like, these pictures are coming out from her, like holograms, as if she's telling a story. I mean, that was her thing to begin with. Okay, this is gonna sound bad, but I used AI to make this picture, like I said earlier, okay? And in order to do that, I had to type into the AI, like, girl singing to whale, girl dancing around in the sea of galaxy, and blah 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 blah, in order to get this picture. And then what I did after that was I looked at this picture and then basically described it. But better, I guess. I don't know how do I see, this is why it takes me so long. I'm like, how do I describe stuff? And I have all this perfectly written down here, right? But I cannot stress to you enough how long it takes me to even write all this. Like, in the 2 years I've been working on this story, I've only gotten 4.5 chapters. So that should tell you how hard for me writing is. Other people just go and they have it all down in like 5 seconds. Like, people write books all the time in like a year. I've been writing this for 2. So it's not easy. It takes me a long time to use the, like, 2 brain cells I have. But you can do it. You just gotta look up YouTube videos. I know school kind of helped me. I had a good teacher finally, like, senior year, that was, she explained it pretty easily. She was also kind of scary because she was big buff mama that literally did best woman tournaments. She could definitely throw me out a window. Like, I feel like if she actually got mad, she can yeet us out a window. That's probably why I listened. I was like, oh hell no, I'm not gonna make this person mad. She's gonna beat me. Okay, where was I? Yep. Hoku let out a yelp as it opened its massive mouth and enveloped half of his body. He kicked and screamed as the whale brought him from out of the brush. The girl gasped. Galaxia, put it down! Spit it out, you! She gave Galaxia a couple smacks on his snoot before Hoku was shot out and onto the floor. Hoku wiped his face with the dry parts of his now slobbered-on shirt. Ew! The big creature almost chuckled before looking at the girl, who was not amused. Lunar, however, found it funny as he encircled the creature and batted its flipper, resembling a high five. When Hoku gathered himself, he now found himself exposed, and he backed up slowly, his eyes wide. "I'm sorry about that. Gao can be a bit strange at times," the girl says. "Hi, my name's Stellar Ilu. What's yours?" She tries to get the strange boy to lighten up. Hoku didn't know how to respond. Obviously, he should have responded stating his name, but chose to just intensely stare at the girl. He has definitely seen her somewhere before. Hello?" Stellar tried again. Lunar floated his way over to Hoku, who is now focused on where he had met the strange girl before. Lunar gave him a poke and mute. Hoku's mind spiraled, going back in time to the honoring. This girl looked exactly the same as one of the kids who went before him. She even had the same familiar as them. Suddenly, a massive pain arose in his head. A jolt of lightning-like pain shot through his brain as he held his hands up to try and soothe it. He groaned as it got worse. Stellar reached out concerned. "Are you okay?" As her hands neared the boy, a strike like an amplified static shock struck the girl's hand. She whimpered as she fell to the floor, landing on her behind. Hoku writhed in pain and now lay on the floor, flailing around. He then fell silent and started to seize, his mouth foaming. Stellar was alarmed. "Galaxia! Do something!" she yelped. The whale let out a whine as she enveloped the boy once more. Lunar's meow deepened in fear as he now tugged on the girl's dress. Stellar instantly began to follow the small puffball. "Where are we going?" I kind of sound like an edgy teenager. The ball of floof only continued floating fast in the direction of its home. The girl can barely keep up. "Hey, wait up!" The whale extended its flipper to the ground, allowing the girl to climb aboard. Once they made it to a small cabin Lunar had led them to, the cat made its way to the window that was still open. The whale obviously couldn't fit through. Stellar looked confused, not knowing whether or not to follow the cat inside. Hesitantly, she hopped off her familiar and leaped in through the window. The cat scratched at the boy's door, mewing loudly. Stellar took in the surroundings. She had never been in a boy's room before. All the cool toys and hanging things piqued her interest, but she had no time for that. She told Galaxia to wait at the front door, and she did, wailing loudly. Stellar could hear people outside of the boy's door asking what the noise was. Shakily, she stumbled to the door and proceeded to open it, letting the cat out. She followed the ball of fur towards the direction of the voices. Lunar mewed loudly and encircled the girl over and over, trying to get Hoku's parents to notice them. "Lunar, who is this?" the woman says. The man joins in and turns around briskly and furrows his eyebrows. "There's no time to explain. There's a boy that's in need of help," Stellar says before heading to what she believed was the front door due to the whale noises coming from it. The two adults looked at each other before heading outside with the girl. When they walked out, they were shocked to see a big creature holding what seemed to be the young boy. The creature spat the boy out immediately, their eyes widened. "Hoku!" they both yelped. Hoku woke up, still a bit groggy. He rubbed his eyes and took a look at his surroundings. His blurry vision cleared after a short minute of repeatedly blinking. "Where am I?" His voice quivering after realizing he wasn't someplace he knew. He sat in the middle of a forest shrouded in an eerie mist. The ground beneath him felt slick and moist. He tries to stand up, but the ground insisted he stay seated. After a bit of struggle, as well as some muddy shoes and legs, he stood, sticking his hands out in front of him, Trying to feel his surroundings in the dense fog, he traversed his way around, seeing if he could find his way back home. The hair on his neck stood on edge with every little bit of movement he heard. Suddenly, he heard a loud snap to his right, and he briskly turned to look in that direction. "Hello?" His voice quivered. He couldn't see more than 5 feet in front of him. Not being able to see the creature that made the noise frightened him. A voice then snuck its way behind Hoku. "What do we have here?" the voice said. Its wispy tones swept around him as though the fog itself was talking. "A lost little boy made his way into my forest." The voice danced all around Hoku, who didn't know which way to look anymore. He found himself spinning in circles trying to follow it. His head turned when all of a sudden he found himself doing a double take. A figure, roughly a foot or two taller than him, stood in the thick mist. "Who are you?" Hoku sheepishly yelled. "No, who are you?" After having said that, the figure stepped into view, revealing a wolf-like creature with furrowed brows and a head hanging low. Hoku lost balance and fell back onto the muddy floor. The creature stalked around him, his eyes never once leaving the boy. "You missed a lot. You missed a whole chapter, Steven." It gave a few sniffs from a distance. "Ah, I see." The wolf stopped in front of the now pale boy as it looked dead into Hoku's eyes. Its own eyes had a hypnotic glow about them that Hoku vaguely remembers. He thinks back to just the other day when he was walking home from his hideout. There he saw a familiar figure to this creature sitting in the woods, watching him. That's a prologue in this, so a prologue in 4 chapters. I'm still working on it, but we're about to get to the last one. Continue to next part. Ta-da! Yeah, there's only 4.5 chapters. I've been working on it a long time. It takes me a long time to think big words. But, I mean, so far I think my story is pretty good for, me, like, basically just learning how to freaking write. I'm hoping to become a writer one day. If you have Wattpad, up here, WATTPAD, looks like that, that's its little symbol. You can find me and you can read it yourself. I have other stuff, I have short stories. I can read short stories one day if you want to. They are, a little more because there's stuff that I think of on the fly, and I don't take as much time as I am with this one. Also, I kind of stopped doing short stories. But, I mean, so, but if you want me to read those ones, I can. It's also just a really good, thing. Doing short stories is a good way to up your writing style, like seeing what style fits you most. Learning how to just write in general helps with fun stuff, so I could try and give writing tips. I can try. I'm not the best teacher, though. Trust me, I'm not a good teacher. But if that's something people would like to see, I will. But this chapter is called Strange Wolf. Okay, this is the last chapter that I have out. I have drafts and stuff like that, but not giraffes as in the creature. Drafts. DRAFTS. Yeah, I have stuff I'm still working on, but hopefully this gives me enough courage to, you know, write more. I've been talking for like hours now. This chapter is called Strange Wolf, though. Ta-da, here's the wolf. Secret revealed before even describing him. Hoku smacked his face. This is a dream. Not quite. A voice resonated around him. It belonged to the wolf, though its mouth remained unmoving. How are you doing that? Hoku asked, bewildered. Doing what? the creature replied, its tone almost playful. You're speaking, but your lips aren't moving, Hoku elaborated, his gaze fixed on the wolf's mist-shrouded figure. I am a canine, the wolf said, tilting its head. Wouldn't that be rather weird? Hoku stared, his words faltering. Tell me, boy, the wolf continued, its voice taking on an edge. Do you know who you are yet? Hoku's brows furrowed as he shook his head slowly. By the look on your face, I guess not. The wolf let out a low grunt and began pacing. Its twitchy movements betrayed its restlessness. Without warning, it sprang forward, charging straight at Hoku. The boy froze, closing his eyes and bracing for the impact. But, instead of collision, a gust of wind brushed past him, accompanied by the whooshing sound of the wolf leaping overhead. For a moment, all was silent. Hoku cautiously opened his eyes. The fog before him was as thick as ever, swirling like a living thing. Are you coming? Are you coming? The wolf's voice called from behind him. Hoku spun around to see his figure barely visible through the haze. Not having much choice, he wobbled to his feet and began to follow, his steps hesitant and his heart racing. The further they walked, the lighter the mist became, until, eventually, Hoku began to notice faint glowing lights flickering in the distance. The air was still thick with sunken clouds. We are here, the wolf's voice broke through, causing Hoku to jump. Where? Without warning, the wolf inhaled deeply, spinning in a circle and exhaling a powerful gust of wind that swept through the fog, pushing it aside. Hoku raised a hand to shield his eyes. When the wind settled, he blinked, then gasped. The once clouded path was now an enchanted forest, alive with vibrant color. Towering trees stretched high into the mist, their leaves shimmering with dew, reflecting golden rays of sunlight. Their bark glittered like stardust. Below, glowing mushrooms sprouted in clusters and fireflies danced through the air, their light flickering like stars. A small pond lay nearby, its surface gleaming under the beam of sunlight that pierced the canopy. The wolf padded to the edge of the pond, digging its paws into the clear water and drinking deeply. Hoku's gaze shifted to the wolf's coat. Tiny, sparkling speckles, like stars themselves, clung to its fur. As the wolf moved, some of the specks drifted off, a gentle shower of stardust that dissipated before it touched the ground. Each step the wolf took seemed to shift the starry pattern on its cloak, mirroring the night sky above. Do you remember this place? The wolf's sudden question jolted Hoku from his man, I can pronounce words. Remember? This is my first time here. Hoku stammered, his words shaky. The wolf's eyes narrowed, his posture stiffened with frustration. You don't know who you are, you don't remember this place, and you don't even know why you're here. How did you get in here? Hoku took a step back, his throat tightening. The wolf muttered to itself and paced, voice low and disapproving. Maybe they got the wrong kid. Maybe the elementals made a mistake. The wolf paced some more, mumbling. But his smell. It stopped, its gaze like a weight pressing down on him. You're not ready yet. Confusion and fear clawed at Hoku. But what? Before he could finish, the wolf lunged. Hoku's heart leapt as the ground shifted beneath him. He tumbled backwards, helpless, and before he knew it, he was falling. Darkness swallowed him, the wolf's face the last thing he saw above him, its eyes cold and distant as it turned away. Hoku flailed his arms, trying to grab a hold of something, but there was nothing. He was plunging into the abyss. He shot upright, letting out a blood-curdling scream, his hands outstretched. Celine's grip tightened as she seized his hand, her face a mixture of relief and worry. "What happened? Are you alright?" she asked, her voice laced with concern. Hoku's chest heaved as he tried to steady himself, his body trembling from the remnants of the dream. The room swam in a haze, and he wrenched himself from his mother's grasp, searching frantically around the room. His breaths came in sharp gasps. Goodness. His pulse pounding in his ears. "Where is it? Where's the wolf?" His voice trembled with both fear and confusion. Celine blinked at him, her face wrinkling in confusion. "What wolf?" "They were right here. They pushed me down we were in the..." Hoku's words tumbled out in a blur. He spun in place, his vision swimming and his mind struggling to catch up. Where? His surroundings slowly came into focus, but a dull ache throbbed on the side of his head. He rubbed at the spot, his thoughts still tangled. Celine stepped closer, gently rubbing his back. "Did you have a dream?" she asked, her voice shaking though she tried to keep calm. Hoku faltered, struggling to recall the details. "I don't think it was a dream. It felt too real." His eyes widened as he looked up at her, searching for some answer. Celine's smile was soft, but the unease in her eyes couldn't be hidden. "Dreams can feel real sometimes, Hoku," she said, though her heart clenched at the thought. What if it wasn't a dream? What if it was something more? She swallowed at the thought, pushing it down. For now, it was best to keep it to herself. Hoku exhaled shakily before patting the bed beside him. "Come sit with me, Mom." She sighed, the weight of her own worries heavy on her shoulders. Moving to sit next to him, she tried to mask the concern that creased her brow. But she couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. Hoku looks down at his hands, fidgeting with them as he takes a moment to gather his thoughts. I saw a wolf," he starts, his voice slightly faltering. "It was asking strange questions, doing things that didn't make sense." He pauses, his brows furrowing as he recalls the scene. The place felt so familiar, but I've never been there before. He clenches his hands together, trying to steady himself. It was like I was supposed to be there, like I was meant, like all meant something, but I was too scared to remember why. His voice wavers, and he shudders, the memory of falling still vivid in his mind. Then the wolf pushed me, and everything just went black. He exhales shakily, a chill running through him as he recalls the sensation of falling. Celine watches him closely, her expression unreadable, but her fingers twitch ever so slightly. Her gaze drifts to some distant point, as if lost in thought. She presses her lips together, keeping her emotions hidden, though the tension in her posture betrays her calm facade. Celine's thoughts drifted to past events, the words echoing faintly in her mind like whispers carried by the wind. "She will rule the stars." Her breath hitched, and the images slipped through her thoughts like water through her fingers. The shadows, the footsteps, always there but never seen. Then, like the clearing of a fog, a figure came into view, a wolf, lurking in the darkness, watching. Her heart pounded, each beat filled with a cold certainty that she couldn't quite place. "Mom?" Hoku nudged her, pulling her back to reality. Celine flinched, her eyes widening before she quickly masked the panic with a forced smile. Her hands trembled slightly as she rested them on her lap, trying to steady herself. "Are you okay? What are you thinking about?" Hoku asked, his brow furrowing in concern. Celine smiled, but it didn't quite reach her eyes. "Nothing, honey. I was just trying to remember something." Her voice hinted at something more, but she pushed the thought away for now. Hoku tilted his head, sensing her unease. "What was—" "Not now, Hoku." Celine interrupted gently. I'll talk about it later. Right now, you need rest. Sylvie the Shadow. Hoku looked away, nodding quietly. Then he asked about Lunar. Celine pointed out the window, and Hoku followed her finger to see Lunar perched in the windowsill, staring out at the sky. With a soft pew, the little furball jumped down and padded over to him. As Hoku pulled Lunar closer, the warmth of the small cat grounded him, easing the tightness in his chest. Lunar's fur felt like a safety net, a tangible reassurance in a world that had suddenly become far too strange. Hoku nestled into the bed, the covers pulled tight around him and Lunar. What if the wolf comes back? He asked, his small hands gripping the blanket tightly. Celine smiled, brushing a lock of hair from his forehead. If the wolf comes back, put your foot down and stand your ground. It can't hurt you if you're dreaming. She kissed his forehead gently, her own smile soft yet wary. Good night, my love. She turned off the light, and the room was swallowed by darkness, save for the soft glow of the stars above him. The tiny lights twinkled like distant beacons, a reminder that, even in the strangest of dreams, there is always a bit of light to hold on to.
Pew! Pew!
Celine walks into the kitchen, her mind still drifting back to the strange events of the morning. She's greeted by Helios, who looks up from his task with concern. How's he feeling? Is he okay? He asks, his eyes filled with concern. Celine offers him a small smile as she sits down at the table. He woke up for a bit. Helios' face softens with relief. Really? That's great. He walks over and sits next to her, trying to hide the tension that had built in his shoulders. Celine's smile falters slightly as she looks down at her hands. Yeah, he had a nightmare. Nothing to worry about, though. But as she speaks, her mind flickers back to the strange details of Hoku's dream. The wolf, the questions, the way it had felt so real. Her thoughts cloud, and she presses her lips together. Was it just a nightmare? Hoku slowly stirred awake the following night, having slept through nearly an entire cycle of night and day. His body ached, and his eyes felt sticky as he blinked, trying to clear the haze of sleep. A dull headache pulsed behind his eyes, a result of a long stretch without food or water. Groaning softly, he rubbed his eyes, wincing slightly as the discomfort spread through him. As he finally opened his curtains, the sight of the stars outside brought a faint smile to his face. For a brief moment, the pain in his head was forgotten and replaced by the quiet beauty of the night sky. But another sharp twinge reminded him of his weariness, and he instinctively brought a hand to his temple. He pushed himself up from the bed and stretched, trying to shake off the stiffness from his limbs. Lunar, who had been keeping himself company in his absence, floated gracefully over to him, mewing softly. The little feline circled around him, nuzzling into Hoku's shoulder as if to reassure him. Hoku smiled and patted the cat's head before heading toward the door. He opened it just a crack, peering to the hallway to check for any signs of movement. From the kitchen came the soft hums of voices, mumbled and indistinct. Hoku stepped cautiously out of his room, straining to listen, wondering who might be talking. No, we can't take him there again. Remember what happened? They'll never let us back. Celine's voice trembled, her words barely above a whisper. Helios' tone is firm. It's our only choice. You need to stop relying on that damn church for once. Celine cut him off, her voice rising in frustration. Face it, they're not going to help us. A heavy silence followed her words. The sound of a chair scraping across the floor filled the room, followed by the stomping of retreating footsteps. Hoku, still in his room, closed his door as gently as possible, holding his breath, waiting for the footsteps to fade. They continued down the hall, eventually stopping outside his parents' bedroom, where the door slammed with a sharp thud. Hoku peeked out from behind the door, straining to listen again, but he didn't dare make a move. God damn it, Celine muttered, her voice breaking with emotion. If only he'd listen to me. The church will only put our son in danger. Hoku's heart quickened as he stood frozen, his hand gripping the door handle tighter. Maybe I can take him to... well, no. Celine paused, her thoughts drifting. It might be my only choice before Hoku was taken to the church. Her words sent a cold shiver through him. Hoku's mind raced. Where will she take me? What does she mean the church won't help? Celine's voice murmurs faintly from the kitchen, a jumble of words barely audible through the walls. Hoku strains to hear, catching snippets of phrases like singing, can't, before the sound fades away completely. Her words linger in his mind, mixing with the confusion and fear already swirling there. Unable to shake the feeling that something is about to unfold, Hoku quietly pushes his door open and steps into the hallway, his heart racing. Lunar follows behind, his quiet footsteps almost synchronized with Hoku's. The cat's eyes seem unusually focused, a glint of knowingness in them, as if it already understands the path ahead. Hoku takes a deep breath, his chest tightening with uncertainty. He doesn't know what he's about to find, but he knows he has to go. Something in him, the pull of curiosity, the weight of Celine's strange words, urges him forward. He silently steps out of his room, determined, with Lunar trilling in quiet support. You've reached the end of published parts. Woo! And that is the end of my story. Just kidding. That is the end of the chapters that I have. How was that? How do you think that was? Was it good? Was it great? Did I do good? That's the end of all my chapters so far. I have some drafts if you want some spoilers. You want some spoilers? Yes, I have some story. I have more stories too. This one's not as good, but it's still there. If you want me to read that one too, I can read that one. I also have sketches that I've done. We can go through that one real quick before the end of the stream too. We're not gonna go through that one. We'll make that one a different stream, okay? A different story time stream. But we have. Where's my draft? Where'd my draft go? Did it not save? I had a draft, okay? I was gonna give you a sneak peek, but apparently it didn't save, which means I have to write that entire paragraph again. Lovely. Well, let me know what you thought about that one. We'll take a quick look into the sketches that I have made. I don't get to show them on the Discord that much because I have to use my phone, and Discord on phone sucks. It sucks. It really does. Like, it sucks ass. So I don't get to share many of my sketches that I do. But we can go through it. We can go through it real quick. Let me know how I did on that the Star Prince. I think I'm in love with my own book, honestly. I really like writing, so I mean, yeah, I like writing. I'm gonna have to go through and get rid of my I put my my email on here. I'm gonna have to go through and get rid of that. 72 votes! Wow! Well, only 2 people vote on it. It's 36 parts, and that's half of 72. Only 2 people vote on it. Anyways, we got this one, which I don't know why I can't click on it. I can't click on it. Okay. And it has details. You have to go to my Wattpad if you want to read through my stuff by yourself. I made that one. It's sideways, but I hope you can see it. I made this one. This one's cute. This is all in my sketchbook, by the way. It's right next to me. Fun fact, all toads are frogs, but not all frogs are toads. That is a valid fun fact. Yeah, I love drawing skulls. That's like my favorite thing. You'll see a lot of skulls. All poo-poo times are pee-pee times, but not all pee-pee times are poo-poo times. Until we meet again! Yes. Yes. You get to see my cringe stuff. Jellyfishies! This one glows in the dark. I wasn't able to show that one because I lost my UV light. So I'm sad. So, that's great. Spindle the Spooter. This is Spindle the Spooter. I like Spindle the Spooter. I like, yeah. Pickled a toad with 6 legs and a horn. Yeah. This is the pancake turtle. This was done, oh wait, it says, this was created when I was in school. We had a 5-minute drawing contest, and I kept recommending animals mixed with foods. This was a pancake turtle, obviously, and I find him cute. Reminds me of Cloudy and the Chance of Meatballs. That one scene where the butter frog goes, butter, 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 and then a mosquito sucks him up and melts him. I figure that when the butter frogs melt or when they die, the pancake turtle uses them as moisturizer. I don't remember writing most of this crap, but fun. Snake skull. Yeah, I drew snake skull. I like skulls. Duh. I drew little dudes too. Most of these pictures ended up sideways on Wattpad for some reason, but I mean, whatever. Little dudes. Those are on the paper. Those are at the bottom. This is Goopy! I love Goopy. I did a really good job with Goopy Shell. I really like Goopy Shell. Yeah. This is Goopy. This is a marshmallow snick. I like marshmallow snick. This was the same day the 5-minute challenge did. With the pancake turtle, yeah. 5-minute challenge that led me to mix a snake and a stick of marshmallows. Now he has a lot of lore because I'm making him a Pokemon, because why not? Yep. Among Us. I made Among Us. I drew Among Us. Yeah. It's little things that you open them and then there's a scene inside. And then this one's yeah. She kind of got slashed. Yeah. And this is like, something's definitely happening here. Oh man, a crucicle. Wow. Just a bit, yeah. I drew Fairy Tale. Yeah. From that show, Fairy Tale. Bendy. Another 5-minute challenge, but I did it with my little sister. Human bee. Yeah, a humanoid bee, because I like doing humanoid things as bees, I guess. Dragoon! Very good dragoon. Yeah. Yeah. Skull weasel. Yeah. That's another mythological creature. Goodness. Yeah, a Kamaitachi. It's a yokai. Takes the form of a weasel who has sharp nails or sickles in place of claws. Or in place of paws. Yeah. This is totally a Wendigo. Wendigos do not have horns, by the way. That's not a Wendigo. That is a skinwalker or a shapeshifter. Wendigos do not have horns, and I will stand by this. It says the Wendigo is a supernatural being belonging to the spiritual traditions of, however I say that, nations of North America. Wendigos are described as powerful monsters that have the desire to kill and eat their victims. In most legends, humans transform into Wendigos because of their greed or weakness, and they don't have horns. In Navajo culture, Skinwalker is a type of harmful witch who has the ability to turn into, possess, or disguise themselves as animals. So, Real Wendigos do not have antlers, and they don't look anything like deer. They are just pale humans that are deformed and want to kill. Like the rake. Yeah, it's like it says right here. And so that's not a Wendigo. That's a skinwalker. That is a skinwalker. Lesson learned. Jersey Devil, but Scully. Yeah. Space Dragon. That one's upside down. That one's upside down. For some reason, Wattpad doesn't like the pictures I take. My D&D character I've made. Yeah. My JoJo's Bizarre Adventures character, Maneater. Okay. I'll read this one. I was sitting on a Discord call with my friends who like anime just as much as me, and one of them really likes JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. We had the idea to create us, but if we were in JJBA. He informed me on how characters are named after songs, and we agreed that my stand would be a succubus. You'd have to ask them the exact reason why mine is a succubus, but something about being really approachable and misleading has something to do with that. Something about how I always get along with guys easily, so I guess that makes me a succubus. Yeah, so the lore behind that is that I say hi. I literally just say hi to a guy. And they're like, oh my god, a female! Oh no, a female speaking to me! And then they just like me. And men are weird. Not all men, but most of the men I have met are weird. The stand's powers are that I could draw you in and take your stand powers as long as you are under my spell, I guess. And the perfect song name to name my stand was, as you can see, Maneater. I honestly still think it's pretty good. I couldn't think of a way to draw the faces for both of these humanoids, so that's the one weird thing. I'm horrible at drawing faces. Just so you know, I'm horrible at drawing faces. Other than that, I have no objections except for the fact that my friends think I'm a succubus because I get along with guys. Insert skull emoji here. I'm a tomboy, so I guess that's true. But why a succubus? No. Oh, lovely! Wow, we were trying to keep that PG. Oh man, I forgot about these. I made hands. Oh yes, the doodle that my friend made while I was sketching hands. Speeder! Speeder! A speeder! I made a speeder. I like speeders. Yeah, my story character, there was a story that I was gonna write, but I lost track of it. So, here's his full body. Yeah, this is his face and his eyes, and his hand, and his other hand, and his belly button, I guess, and his tail. Okay. Yeah. Eyes! I really like drawing anime eyes. Look at that. I wish I could zoom into that. Oh no, what did I do? Oh my god. Stop it. Okay. Yeah. As all good artists, I had an eye phase. And I still do. I still draw it. Hell yeah. Bendy! Woo! I like drawing Bendy. Bendy was cool. When Bendy came out, I was drawing him. Yeah. Yeah. Shells! I really like drawing shells. Off-brand Gary. Yeah. And little dudes. Here's those shells. You can... I think you can look at them on your phone. Alright, there's too many. Among Us. More Among Us. I made more Among Us. There's too many. There's too many. If you want to check it out, here you go. There is my yeah, I guess. I need to change my profile pic. I need to do that. I will be doing that after this live stream. But there's my Wattpad. If you want to read my stuff, go ahead. I showed it at the beginning, but here it is again in case you did see it. And stay tuned for more, you know, I guess, updates on my stories. I hope you guys enjoyed this little stream. I know it's different. I usually play games or something, but I wanted to show my stories, what I do in my off time, I guess. And I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think about my story. And I hope you have the best of days. I will see you in another live stream. Have a nice day. Goodbye. Bye.